resistance. I would love for you to talk a little bit about how we can transform resistance into results.
Yes, please. Okay. So, as you may or may not have picked up, one of the reasons why I'm really good at helping people identify resistance and then move through it, not around it, through it, is because I tend to have a lot of resistance about things. Like my whole, well, I'll just prove to you this isn't a thing, or I don't want to, I don't want to have to. I have an inner 4-year-old that could use, she needs a little nurturing sometimes. But the other thing is, what I realized earlier, when I was helping clients, even when it was only burnout clients, when it was only functional medicine stuff, before the spiritual stuff came in, what I realized, this is about transforming people's lives, helping them transform it in a way where you're not just propping things up. It's not just change, it's a real transformation. What goes hand in hand with actual transformation, not just, oh, I changed a little bit, is resistance. You cannot have transformation without resistance. It is really, really weird when there's no resistance. And in fact, if I've been working with somebody for a couple of weeks and we haven't run into any resistance, I'm like, this isn't new direction. Because when you're moving towards your soul desire, your identity and your conditioned consciousness is trying to put the brakes on it because it's just trying to keep you safe.
Yes.
So when you find the resistance, my clients laugh at me all the time because I'm always like, yes, we've got it. We're in resistance. Let's be in resistance. And so how does that show up? That's, blank brain. That's, you find yourself complaining more often than usual. There's basically whenever there's a slowdown, when there's sabotage, because we all have self-sabotaging behaviors. When that's happening, this is the opportunity to not slip into dysfunction and beat yourself up or bully yourself, or I shouldn't do it, put your obligation on, or shame and guilt and all of that crap. It's like, okay, this is happening. And then it's like a choice to perceive it as there's something here for me. This is happening for me. This is telling me I am going in a direction that is likely very aligned for me. Because there's a difference. Between this is resistance or this is like all the energy's draining out. This isn't aligned with that whole, I don't want to. It's probably there's something that isn't there for you. But when it's like, I don't want to, I'm fighting about it a little bit, then we find, what is it about that? Are we just coming up against some old karma? Is it an old pattern that we need to shift and shatter? Is this simply a limiting belief that's not supporting you to shift and move into something that does support you? Is this as simple as an actual structural framework that supports you? And then, because I've just recently realized one of the things that's been holding me back is I fool around in the morning with coffee. I have an AeroPress. The coffee's delicious. But what happens is I got to wait for the water to boil and then wait for it to brew. It's supposed to only be 30 seconds, but it's better at 4 minutes. And then do it and then rinse and then go back to work. Sounds simple. Should only take a moment. Been doing this for I don't know how many years. And just the other day I realized, so I sit down and I'm playing phone games while I'm waiting for this all to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm like, that water has been boiled for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm playing, whatever game I'm playing. I'm like, this isn't